there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the 1600 AD Colonialism mod. Last time around we did a lot of stuff. We didn't really get a good battle, but we conquered so many different provinces all over the place. We were able to take Portugal and Morocco, which has since last turn actually become their own nations. So we have Portugal right here, we're trading with them. We have Morocco right here, and we are trading with them. And then if we go over to North America, we control such a vast amount of territory right now. Well, since we conquered so much. Since last time, however, France has now gone ahead and declared war at us. So we have a few problems. An unprotected Flanders. Also, when I tried to call on my allies to join me in the war, the Dutch actually broke off our alliance, which is not that great. I've helped the Dutch quite a lot. I would hope that they would reciprocate, but they didn't. Also, we've cleaned off a lot of the Spanish fleet, which means that right now, just as France declared war on me, my entire fleet is quite broken up and needs repair down here. So it's going to take a while, and right now we've got a pretty sizable French fleet just going about raiding our stuff. And also, it's ship of the line, so it's modern ships compared to our old bloody frigates and stuff. Or our, not frigates, but our old galleons and stuff like that. So the French actually got more modern ship than us. I'm not entirely sure how everyone seems to be so much better at technology than I am. So that's kind of what's going on here. My plan is to actually give the Dutch the territory which I've been talking about giving them for so long, just to deny it for the French, more so than to, you know, because I'd really like to hand something over to the Dutch. So we're gonna hand that over. As I need to move this fort. Well, I don't really need to move it because we don't really need to go ahead and fight the French in mainland Europe, do we? But I was thinking still, just to mess with the Spanish, actually to march on their capital. We are within range. Not so much that I really want to just take over Spain, but just to mess with them, and in that way keep Gibraltar safe for a much longer period of time. Right now we have built a fort, we have built a fortification. I am able to build quite a bit of troops here, which we are going to build up a bigger force to be able to hold down this area. But I'm thinking maybe we should attack, but maybe not just right now. I have a bigger concern, and that is in North America. So the force which we saw earlier, the French force, is directly upon declaring war, they march straight for the newly conquered territories. So the French certainly is going to concentrate. The reason why they declared war on us is really what's happening in North America. So we're going to have to march to try and destroy this army, which is going to be troublesome because that's a complete full stack. Now, if I concentrate my force, I should be able to. We'll move away some of the generals, maybe. Or we'll put everything under John Churchill for now. And then he'll try to chase down the enemy army. The thing is, the enemy army is made entirely of pikes and cannon. So it's going to be difficult because they outnumber us in terms of pikemen. Generals can head over there. Oh, we definitely need the dragoons.
Awaiting further orders.
Not entirely sure what unit that will switch the Dragoons against. Probably one of the Arquebusier units. Now I did manage to get the new bayonet drill, which should in fact give me flintlock muskets late. However, if you actually check what you need for them, it's reorganized procurement. So we're still 11 turns away from getting a proper musket unit. Got a priest up here, turning the province around. We got 2 out of this chapter right here. So we're turning this province pretty quickly now, and keeping that. The thing is, there's so much to upgrade and so much to build, and so many new towns popping up all over in America, that I haven't even been able to keep track on building everything. And before the war with France, I was building a new trade fleet, because I noticed that if you go over to the trade prices, ivory of course is one of the more expensive units, but look at spice. Spice, whoever controls the spice controls a lot of money. Unfortunately for me, being occupied elsewhere has left the whatever this bloody Indian Empire in control of everything, so that's going to make it really hard to try and take Hindustan. There's still a place which we can go ahead and interject ourselves, but I think still Calcutta is the best choice. Anyways, we're going to trade at some point with the spice here, so that'll be nice. With all of this said, let's go ahead and then turn and follow the progress of this French army, and what else our enemies might come up with. So the French, not surprisingly, have an army of about 3,000 men. Go ahead and attack David Skinner and his 160 that held the Cherokee territory. There's not much for it. The thing is, the French want us to fight. They're not gonna ask us to surrender. So they're kind of been the bastards here by slaughtering the defenders of this area. But not much we can do about it. The end turn has run its course. Of course, we lost David Skinner and his force. We have a gentleman in Upper Louisiana, Henry Farquharson. He's going to be moved over to the Hartford College. What else do we have? Path blocked for the generals. Cherokee territory lost. Portsmouth being besieged, which is not great because that means that I'm losing money. Because my trade got absolutely nuked by that. All of my trade is going out of that place. So that was a really bad, situation. We built a few places. Nation destroyed Savoy. I should never have gone to peace with France. Now they're pushing out, they're taking Savoy. They're probably doing a lot of other stupid stuff. The Dutch going all over the place. They've taken Stuttgart. Now I don't want to give them. I kind of don't want to give them this area. I don't know who else I would give it to. Thing is, the Prussians are doing pretty badly. They're not, but they are at war with the Dutch, so they would just snap it up. How about the Hanoverians? The Hanoverians are at war with Georgia, for God knows why, and Sweden. Well, we cannot understand why, but we could give them this region. Not only would that made them happy with us, it would also secure a possibility to trade with them. Let's see if they agree to it. I want to give you a region. I want to give you Brussels or Flanders. How you say to that? They okay. Sometimes the AI does not go ahead and like stuff like that. Now I'm not entirely sure if... Oh, we put this guy over here. Right. That keeps that out of French hands. Still doesn't give it to the Dutch, because now I'm getting suspicious about the Dutch. They're gaining too much. Now my fleet needs to go as quickly as possible. It doesn't actually go much quicker than that. We're gonna have to leave the army here. I could split the force. We're not gonna need the entire navy. The other part could be going somewhere else. Actually bring this force somewhere. I kinda wanna scout, see what they've got there. Well, we do have a spy. We do have a spy in London. He can board a ship. We can put him ashore in France. And... wait, where is... He is on board here, right? I put him in here. Yeah. Why do we want to leave him there? Just... I want... Fine. Wait, I kind of just want you to leave him here, and it doesn't matter. But okay, go here then. Right. So make your way down to Spain. Oh, damn! He can move a long, long way. Maybe this was the better way. But I kind of want to... Ooh. Okay, so we found where all the Spanish troops are. Huge force. Probably means that their capital is undefended. Which would be rather hilarious to take that. Then we might march. We'll split the navy. We'll send some of them up and some of them. So we'll put our best general. We'll put the best heavy ships into the fleet. And we'll put some extra. We'll put these 3 ships there. So that's 9 ships. That should be 9 ships. And this fleet is okay. And we can possibly bring this around. I probably want to march on here. Alright, this one should go up and relieve the port. We're going minus 1200. We want to stop some productions then. I'm still building some ships. If we stop some of those productions, all of them in fact, we get 5,000 and we can survive with losing money for these turns. With that said, John Churchill needs to charge up towards the Cherokee territory. The the Dragoons need to join, and we'll switch them against one of the arquebusiers, which will join the generals down here. Now it might be that the Spanish, which are over there, could march and retake. We'll burn the port there. Bloody hell. Right. So it's 1 turn away from attacking there, that's good. The province... Let's make sure that it's really unhappy by it's all being Protestant. Back to Europe. It's a single ship. It's a 54 gunner though. I don't know. I could organize possibly sending sending all these ships to deal with them, or at least 2 from there and 1 from there. But I think that's not enough. Probably need more. Any time I want, I can march out of here. So let's just wait a little bit longer. This fleet will be there in 2 turns. Hopefully the enemy moves away before then. Let's see if we can't get the fight going over here. Let's end turn, shall we? Things turned pretty bad in America now. They actually split their force. Raided some farmland, seeding drill, that's okay. Blah blah blah. Tales of Jack. So they split the force. We got half them. They left a bunch of them there. And then they split the rest going for Charleston, Carolina. That's not good. And then we got one force coming this way as well. Cannon and heavy militia. Which isn't great. However, I am being able to attack this part of the army. The fact that they split their force is going to be a detriment to them, not to me. Or at least to start. But the thing is, there's more and more troops coming out of that area. Which I don't like. We're back to actually gaining a bit of money. Maybe I should attack this fleet. Maybe not actually. We'll go directly. The main point is to get rid of this guy. Right. Ooh, it's so tempting to go to the capital of Spain. But that could go completely south really quickly. Wait, you're a priest? No, you're a scholar. He serves God. Well, everyone serves God's will, I guess. These are now majority Protestant. This soon will be. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a battle then. John Churchill, the 74-year-old man, best general we have, brings his army to bear against half of the French force here. I'm pretty sure I could ably force them to surrender, but that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill them off. So let's go ahead and assault. The French are encamped next to the village and we'll be able to attack them from right over here, but then I've also placed a flanking battery down there. Now we have a lot of guns, but so do they. I'm hoping the fact that they are probably not deployed right off the bat, which hopefully means that our first volley or salvo of cannon fire will go ahead and break up a lot of them. Now the range isn't that great, so hopefully they've deployed close enough here. With that said, let's go ahead and start. Right, they actually knew where we're coming, and they've drawn out in line. Problem here is when I select the pikemen, I get the targeteers as well. We're gonna keep the arquebusier militia as cannon guard. I'm gonna tell the cannons to hold fire while we pass. Gonna move up the general. I've placed a provincial cavalry down here by this battery, which currently for some reason... Are they firing? Yes, they are. They've got 2 batteries down here, and my cavalry looks at that as a perfect target. And then we've got my rest of my army marching forward to meet the French. Now, because they have so many cannons, they're not pushing them into direct conflict with me, or not. They're not going to charge me straight on, which gives me time to kind of set up how I want my line to be. So we're gonna do a pike line, going from there to there. The targeteers will be flanking from over here. The gunners will be right on in 3 ranks. And now I think we've passed far away enough that we can open fire again. Oh yes, I forgot about these guys. Okay, now it looks like the enemy pikemen are going for their attack. Rear rank! Pretty good shots. Okay, you have fired your shots. Now retreat back. You fired your shots, retreat back. And now the enemy is falling onto our pikes. The cavalry will now be deployed against the matchlock citizen. They are trying to outflank us here. Let's see how the targeteers do against that fight over there. Most of the enemy is concentrating either here or here, which means that I can possibly move through my lines and put up in flank. Now the French pikemen are dying. Lots of them. I think we're gonna... these guys are retreating. We move out here and shoot the enemy in the flanks. Targeteer's doing okay. We need to flank that unit though. So we're gonna get one targeteer to go around and flank them. My cavalry got stuck in against the armed citizenry. Probably doing quite well. All of these are now retreating. Most of these guys are retreating. And you guys are reloading. We might actually break those the enemy pikes long before... yeah, long before these guys have even reloaded. Okay, the cannons back here needs to hold fire because they're firing straight into our own men. Most of the enemy is dying at this point. Dying or retreating. We have a few guys holding out, so it's these guys, which are killing my targeteers. But they're about to get surrounded from all sides. So now the flanking targeteers will come in. And maybe that can turn the tide in this battle. And then I'll also bring in the pikes from the back. And maybe that'll break them down. See if you can charge those guys down. Gunners needed over here. Drop the old pike line and march this way. Cavalry is chasing them away over there. Battery should hold fire. And it's down to this fight right here where we've surrounded a French unit. And now it's really turning. And they're slowly dying. I sent these guys in to attack the cannon. They ran straight into colonial pikemen instead. If I'm lucky, these guys will be reloaded. And they'll be able to fire some volleys into this one. Nope, they're not reloaded. And we killed the enemy over there. Right, the battle is... there we go. On the second rank. And then third. Nice. And there we go. Half of that French army was destroyed. Now we need to just chase down the other one, the other half, and get that one. Here we have the result of the battle. So John Churchill really showed off his general stars, where he was able to more or less, I guess, ambush the French position, slaughter them to the man, while only losing even less than 300 men. Highest killers goes to heavy pikemen, then provincial cavalry. Our riflemen target their matchlock infantry, does not end up before down here. They did get 60 kills though. They fired what, twice? They drew those volleys, so 160 men fired 320 shots and killed 60. We lost a lot of targeteers, but then again we had to charge them straight into that pike. It's not great. 1700. We're making 1,000, so we don't have to be too worried about the money at this point. Now we need to move because the enemy is got a head start on us. Oh, I can't. I think go and... yeah. Somehow we need to stop these guys. Then we got these as well to think about. And then... given that we just had a battle, this one seems just a little bit too far away. The thing is also, we've got our spy. Let's see about getting around here. So unless they placed something at the bridge, they didn't, he should be able to get through. And look at that! Would you look at that? Damn. Big palace and everything. The King's Musketeers. So what do they have? They have a little guard at the bridge, and then they have a few troops in the capital. That's a no-brainer to attack there. The province will hold without our support, so we will bring everyone to bear on the Spanish capital. The bastards should have protected their capital a lot better. Onwards to battle. We're at the river, and beyond it lies the Spanish capital. We need to march across this river, and I've arranged all the infantry on this side ready to march across there, protected by cannons, as they will cover their advance over. And over on the right we've got another crossing which the Pistoliers will take. With that said, let's go ahead and start the battle. So the Spanish have kinda dug in here. Let's go ahead and march over before they're able to stop us at the choke point in the river. Let's get the cavalry over as well. We'll be able to... what are these? The Herurelos. I'm not entirely sure what they are. Fancy pants and a fancy hat. And then massive armor. And then we got more of those naval pikes that we've seen so much of. Got the enemy general, which is a reformed cuirassier unit, which is charging to get eaten up by our pikes. They also have more of these heavy cavalry, and then we have early cuirassiers coming in as well. And further back we've got some other kind of pikemen. The ooh, damn! That's a cool looking pike unit, and very, I must say, very Spanish looking. That's pretty darn cool. Alright, so they fire their pistols, which of course killed quite a few of our pikemen, but then again, the idiots just charged their cavalry straight into like a few thousand pikemen. Looks like we're not going to be able to cross the choke point in time. However, the enemy is just killing off their own units while our Pistoliers are approaching from the back. What we need to do is we'll pull back 2 units, form them into pike lines, and then we'll drag back the let's see, what is it? The Newcastle regiments. So the Northampton regiments will be forming into pike walls, ready to receive the enemy's attack. And then the Newcastle regiments will now pull back behind, and behind them we've got the halberdiers. As the enemy will now march into our pikes, they will obviously die from, as we've seen a lot of times before. But also, we'll be bringing up the Pistoliers from behind, shooting them down. Okay, pikes, I told you to stand behind here. I even gave you the toggle guard mode, so you should just do as I say. The enemy cavalry, they just lost their leader, Ramirez. And they're trying their best to try and force their way through the pike line, which is very stupid. Right, it looks like we're gonna have to deal with the very Spanish unit. Spanish. They're gonna organize around it and fire our pistols. I told you to pull away as to not get charged by a huge pike unit. Pretty darn fast. Start the roar of the pistols. Ooh, they're planning to sandwich this unit. Enemy pikes were defeated over there. Bring all the cannons to bear on that unit. Pistoliers riding circles around this unit. The reinforcement units is more important than we kill. The enemy bastards are just sitting there. March across. The enemy is not going to contest us crossing. March over. We want to kill as many of these retreating troops as possible. I don't want them making it back to Madrid. Try not to shoot each other, for God's sake. Okay, so as we start to actually try and cross, then is when they start marching back to attack us. Start cutting them down. I want you guys to continue into this fight. The cannons will now hold fire, as I do not intend to... Oh! I forgot to switch. I had a naval battle and I switched the timer to 20 minutes. We've already spent 7 minutes. We need to win soon. I guess that could be like a sort of a special I don't know, but like we had to cross before reinforcement arrived to Madrid or something. I don't know. We'll work it into the story somehow. So I have 7 minutes. I think this fight will take less than 7 minutes. Now when my pistoliers are situated right in the back here, able to fire into the back of the enemy, and then we've got so many troops coming across. I wonder, now some of the shots might be soaked up by the trees here, so I wonder if I should just tell them to hold fire and then place them flat instead. To just have less of the bullets travel through the forest, and in that way more shots actually landing on the enemy. Oh, they're shooting each other. I can see them shooting each other. Idiots. Okay, the enemy units are now wavering. Hold fire. Charge. The morale shock should break them. So the General Generalitat. I don't know. General unit. Let's make sure to murder all of them. And with that, it's safe to say the Madrid has fallen. Now, since it's a capital, we'll probably have to kill a load of armed citizenry, but we might be able to force them to give up. Let's go to the campaign map and see if we're able to march on to the capital. Here's the result of the battle. We lost 333 men, while the enemy lost 1,300 men, leaving only 136 left. Highest killers goes to the pike regiments. They were able to kill the most enemies, around 200 each. Spanish pull back to the mountains. They even, the troops in the city leave it. Trains gain, Townsend Corporal in golden braids and attacking general. Now I can't actually push forward to the town. He himself can, but the army cannot. He can do like that, but he cannot actually attack. He will be reinforced, but no. That seems like a foolish idea. We're gonna have to wait one more turn before assaulting the city then. I wonder if the troops up here, or 3 full stacks, are gonna just come charging down at us. We'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and end turn, and yeah, I would really want to find out if we're able to take Madrid or not. We have some areas being burnt. Government by consent. St. Augustine, that's Florida. We built some stuff. Trains gained. Lionel Townsend gained cavalrymen. Natural cause George Roke, Admiral. Oh. And Thief Taker General. Let's go ahead and infiltrate, shall we? General will join the army. We'll invite them. Demand surrender. We'll out-resolve. We killed 1,000 of them. They killed 200. And we took Madrid. And with that, we took the entirety of Spain. Damn. So now I've got all of it. Which is very funny. we took all of it and there was barely anyone to defend it. Now, what do we want to do? Probably burn everything. We go back to North America though, because I noted that they burnt something, and that was because they moved back. So the enemy army, the rest of the French army, moved back. They didn't continue and actually take Carolina, which would have been more troublesome for me because I would have chased after them and so on. So that means that they're even within range of attack. So he should be able to attack. John Churchill should be able to end this incursion and completely defeat them. We've got 100% Protestantism, 60 in this, so we're going to switch that around. The French gone ahead and sieged us over here. Don't think that's going to work out for them. Pretty sure this is a good out-resolve. And we just won there. Ancillaries gained, very nice. And suddenly this problem isn't as big as it first appeared, as this army was split and destroyed soon enough. This army is smaller than the last one. They do have their general. We should be able to break them down. However, looking at the time, I think it's about time we ended it here. So hopefully you guys... No! First I need to open up the port. What? I lost 5 ships! I deployed 9 ships against 1 French, and we lost 5. We managed to capture him though. Ship of the line. Ship of the line, I imagine, then is somehow so much better than our galleons. Because I don't... How... 5 ships sunk out of 9. What are these made of? Whatever this is, we need plenty of them, and we need plenty of them quick. Because this cannot continue. Now I opened up my port, which means we moved from... What did I make before? 1,000? Now we make 17,000. Now a lot of that extra tax is probably from this. Well, we make 1,000 from this. This is not that bad. Or not that good, actually. What I mean. That completely changes a lot of the stuff. That's good that I didn't actually attack these guys. The ship of the line. When do we get them? We get, yeah. We get them in the next dockyard. And what do I... Salamanca? Why don't you... What do I need for that? What do I need? Improved grape shot. What? Oh wait, I could see actually what I needed for... we need naval architecture. 11. And... How many with my best? 9. We'll do it for now. I want procurement more than I want the naval stuff. Well... If I can't control the sea, then that is very dangerous to say the least. I'm gonna move my trade ships north, and we're gonna try and get around the enemy and get to the spices. Get those spice. Getting that spice. So 4 ships, that should be enough. Damn. The fact that that one ship went up against 9 and sunk 5 of them in that... Well, auto-resolves are stupid, but still... That's dangerous as hell. There's no way I'm gonna be able to hold on to Spain. So I guess we'll just... What we'll have to do is... We'll make sure... The problem with this is they might turn all of those armies to start everything but Salamanca, actually. Because I want that little bit of progress on that. We'll burn everything else. And the question is, will he arrive in time to recap it? Or will I just skedaddle right now? We'll skedaddle right now, actually. My agent will go ahead and spy on Paris, and we'll start to burn down a lot of this, including the fort. I would burn the roads if I could, and then we'll march back to Gibraltar and set up defenses there. So look at that! All of Madrid is burning because we were able to raid it. Right, we're gonna go and end the video right here. See what we'll do next. But that's some good raids down in the Iberian Peninsula. We completely destroyed it for Spain in their home region. We burnt their capital. We re-established not only Portugal, but Morocco as well. And we took one of our objectives, which is Gibraltar. So that's some good work right there. Right now we only need 1 island in the Caribbean and Hindustan. Hindustan is going to be quite difficult to actually get to, but it's 1 province away from the Bengal region, Calcutta, so we should be able to push our way through there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!